This is the Uncle Buck's Crappie Reel, model UB20. I purchased this at Bass Pro Shops for just $11, so if I don't like it, I really didn't lose very much. At first glance, it seems to be lacking features that are present on most reels that we use. There isn't a level wind system, there is no spool release button, and there's no drag tensioning knob. There is a lever that selects the mode that the reel is in, and I'll explain that one in just a second. First, we'll start with the quality. My initial impression was that it was well built. However, on closer inspection, I quickly changed my mind. It does feel like an $11 reel. The plastic feels pretty cheap, and the fit and finish isn't something that I would normally use. But being only $11, we'll go ahead and look past that. Onto the reel itself. The selling features are anti-reverse, bait clicker, tension control, and left or right hand retrieve. It arrives pre-spooled with a very cheap 6-pound line, so if you're going to be doing very much fishing with it, I would change it out for something a little heavier and of a little bit better quality. The anti-reverse mode is selected by pushing the lever to the far forward position like so. It isn't instant anti-reverse, but there is little slop, so you don't have a problem with hook sets. The two issues in this position are the bait clicker is not defeatable. It'll always be on, so as you're reeling, you're always going to hear the click. And there is no drag system on this reel. What this means is that a fish of any size will more than likely break your line. The center selection on the lever is the bait clicker position. In this mode, the spool spins both forward and back. The third position is the free line button. This means that the spool spins both ways without the bait clicker or the anti-reverse activated. If you were going to try to cast this reel, the free spool mode is what you would want. Now, with that said, you're going to have a very hard time casting this reel. Since this is a reel designed for smaller fish, you likely won't be using anything heavy enough to cast it of any distance. I've found a weighted float helps. After the line is in the water, you must pay very close attention to the spool. Since there is no level wind system, the line will want to build up on one side or the other of the spool. To counter this, you'll want to manually manipulate the line like so. Now let's talk about the spool tension button. This is on the side of the reel opposite of the handle. If you're familiar with casting reels, then you might recognize this as a casting aid. Unfortunately, it doesn't work too well. The tighter you adjust this, the harder it is to reel. So if you use the bait clicker with any kind of tension, you'll need to release this before you try to reel the fish in. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to reel. The bottom line on this reel is I'm fairly disappointed by it. For just a few dollars more, you can get the Bass Pro Shops Crappie Max reels, and they are a far better reel. They do have a drag system, which is the worst part about this, and they're a little bit better made. One thing that is very worth noting is that the Uncle Buck's rods are very, very big for this reel. I purchased the 6-foot 2-piece Uncle Buck's rod, and that's what's on it right now. To give you an idea of the size of the reel, here it is compared to my Shimano Curado. The Curado is not a huge reel, but you can see the size difference between the two. There is a massive size difference. What I would recommend is a much smaller rod for the Bass Pro Shops, or excuse me, for the Uncle Buck's Crappie reel. There are fairly inexpensive ones that you can get. Shakespeare makes some. I picked up one from Shakespeare for $11, and it was actually a great little rod for this reel. Hopefully this has helped you guys out, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be able to answer them for you. Thank you.